did Genji ever die during the campaign?
I lost Karamaxis once.
He's gotten really close.
He saved you.
Yeah, he saved me. I don't think Genji's ever died.
Hi. Welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Adam. Austin, Ryan, Bob, Nick. Here for just a post-campaign discussion of Planetary Fragments. We've just finished the game. How was the final battle? None of you seem to get too hurt. You seem to use resources, I think.
I did use 2 arrows that I can't replace.
Well, you used a bunch on the dragon.
Oh, yeah,
I got hurt by the dragon, and if rolls would have gone differently, he could have definitely had a chance to take us out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used most of my expendable resources.
Yeah, I
Okay.
100% was limited to being a cleric, not a monk.
Okay,
So I used my
some level of
my
challenge.
Beast Totem. I used most of my spells.
Yeah, Austin actually was forced to act like a paladin and use smite.
I didn't take the dodge action except that first time.
Yeah, okay.
He still didn't hit me.
Early campaign, I was knocking some of you out. This was definitely a weird... This was the game with the stupid rules.
I love our modern rules. Or, well, the modern rules, but then the extra stupids.
Yeah.
I had fun with these rules.
Some of which are in the book, some of which we did that I didn't put in there.
Because they were dumb? Is it because they were dumb, Adam? It's because they were dumb, wasn't it?
Some of it was because they were dumb. But even some of the ones I'm afraid, like the dual classing, was it fun?
Yeah.
If I had to do it again, I would have... We did not have enough time for me to make use of a skill monkey, so my artificer class was basically useless the entire campaign.
I got to speak with animals, and that was really the only reason I took Druid at all. So I'm pretty satisfied.
Yeah, it did give us Find Greater Steed earlier than normal.
Yeah, that's true.
But it made the power level of your abilities much higher than the level of your health.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
Not for me. My power level was all connected to sneak attack damage and normal shots.
which...
Yeah, you chose poorly. That's your fault.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Which just made things really confusing to try... I mean,
Because
5th edition
Ryan,
is already confusing. 5th edition is already confusing to balance for, and at this point I'm just like, I don't know.
whatever.
And then I went, and I will say, because when you said that you were going to be doing Planar Ally, I chose from options that I had miniatures of. That was a mistake.
Super strong. Yeah.
This is a bad person to have given you. I didn't really look at the challenge rating. I gave you a guy that was more powerful than the things you were fighting.
Yes, I know. He could have taken them by himself.
Yeah. That was my mistake. I should have just given you an angel, which would have still been cool, still been beneficial. I just would have had to use a pawn, and because I decided last minute, the pawns are in binders, and I didn't.
Yeah, him made the battle very, very easy because he was dishing out an incredible amount of damage. He gave us advantage on all of our abilities and saves, which honestly we would be very dead without.
Well, that and the fact that he packed his own legendary actions in there to fight the two legendary bosses.
I should have just also gone with like an immediate decision of you don't get those.
Well, the bigger issue was that the friggin' if he didn't have legendary actions, we would have died. Without him there, we would not have been able to succeed in this battle, because half of my abilities were cut off because we were in the air and I didn't have a expedient means of travel, which is what a monk requires to do that, and the dragon and that dude, that would have been a much worse battle.
I think it would have been longer. I think we still would have beat him, though.
Yeah.
It would have been way tougher, especially with both of them getting legendary actions and us not having any.
Ari and Jesus not giving the demon any recharges was...
Yeah.
monumental there.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate roll of the dice for both him and the dragon, who only got his breath one extra time.
Yeah.
Twice.
He got to use it twice, so he got it one additional time.
Yeah.
And
Also, dropping the dragon.
and the guy's
was
area
hilarious.
control he never got back.
Yeah, that's just something Eldritch Smite
Which he
can
got an
do.
extra chance at getting back. Which, yes, those random rolls, those are because he had a legendary action to try and roll. I should have made the legendary action of waste the legendary action, he gets it back. That's another thing I thought, during it, but I'm like, I made my decisions building the guy.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's the kind of thing, it's like... things I would have done different. But otherwise, I mean, we had a long campaign. I know early on I did a lot of reskinning of different monsters to be different things. I know you liked that.
I did. I also liked the beginning idea of the campaign versus what it turned out to be. I still had fun, but I thought it was going to be more a single town going out on missions, coming back, building up a base or something, versus you're on the road all the time.
Nick really wanted to hunt dinosaurs.
We did.
Yeah.
No, we fought them. He
Also, something that's good, and whatever, you might think that this particular battle wasn't wasn't as challenging as you would have wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
However, kind of like campaign-wide, the fact that we've just been kind of ignored and beat down for most of this campaign, and then just being able to come in here and kick some ass, that was pretty good. Basically, like these last 3 sessions between us kicking Rich McPants in the teeth and getting him to beat up his own guy who used his card.
Well, that and the dinosaur. Like, I wasn't really able to use my monk to full extent or actually fight to my guy's potential until I was able to use movement in combat to get me into and out of combat.
That was a good combat, with the one with the portal T-Rex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I feel the entire volcano scene was, I think, what 5th edition wants. Of, here, have multiple combats all in a road to drain your resources. That's what we pounced for.
Yeah.
And
So we had at least a variety of different styles of combat in there. And I guess I could at least say we've tried some different things with that. So
it was also good, the gray render jumping into the lava.
I liked having high AC and taking the dodge action.
You were useful.
glad you had fun.
I liked that. That was good. I laughed every time somebody attacked me and missed. There was joy inside.
So some things that we did during this that I found interesting. We had a wizard's tower. A waste of time in the middle of the campaign to some extent, but I had so much fun just world building through that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, this is my own little piece of the world.
Any
Ryan
questions
made.
of things you didn't understand it there that you just want to know?
No, Wizard's Tower, no. Well, why did they choose to die?
They didn't choose to die. They did astral projection and their cords got cut.
Yeah, they died.
Why were they astral projecting?
Because they're stuck in this place, and that is a way to
Bored.
go and do something.
Yeah, bored wizards.
Yeah, there's bored wizards, and they died in the astral sea. They got separated, and so the bodies just stayed. So they were all peacefully at rest.
At the same time?
They were hanging out together in the astral. They were together.
Just that guy was like, hey guys, you know what? I'm kind of bored. Y'all want to roll dice and see if we suicide?
It's been a long time. We are very powerful wizards.
They are arrogant wizards, and they
You want
didn't
to
think
play
anything.
Russian roulette?
Otherwise, a lot of jumping through the divine realms, but one prolonged trip there.
Yeah.
I actually, if I had removed Curse there, would I have been able to banish myself back?
Yes, removing the curse was the silver eyes. The silver eyes is what made it where when you banished, you kept in the same spot. And that was the intended path.
Versus fading.
And then I could have.
I couldn't rely on you fading.
Yeah. Then I could have still gotten you resurrected through trying to convince Hades.
There was also diplomatic options.
Yeah, it was an option of me bringing you back. Which, if that would have happened, I would have used the card what I said I'd use it for.
Mm-hmm.
Make it to where Beal, Norb, and all of their minions and everything could no longer control fate. That's what I would have used the card for.
Well, that would have been really spoil sporty, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that?
I
then the movie
have
couldn't
a
happen.
player who is obnoxiously intelligent,
And if you-
more so than his character.
Hey,
No.
you know what?
Play smart characters, otherwise you're cheating.
You're metagaming.
It makes you feel better. Next time it's going to be my turn to deal with him being a jackass.
That's
And
the
he
intent.
wants to
We're
start
gonna-
a freaking cult.
Yeah.
And
Hey, to be fair, I also wanted to start a cult.
Are we starting cults in that game?
apparently.
Yeah, we're supposed to be bad guys.
Yeah, that's what bad guys do. Can't you tell?
I was just gonna rob people.
Yeah.
When I heard bad guys, I was just thinking stealing stuff.
Yeah, you're supposed to be building an empire. Ryan went, Empire, church, that herd.
The intention is that Bob is the next game that we're playing here. As long as he doesn't get a few in and decide this is no fun.
Happens.
There is still more math that is required. I, of course, being dumb, decided to do something incredibly complicated.
Let's be fair. You've done that before.
I've done all sorts of complicated, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions about this game?
Did the Wizard Tower have any other functions that we weren't made aware of?
Are those books available for purchase?
This book? Yes, it is. In fact, the PDF version is free.
Yeah, just shell out that.
Because ultimately, yes, supporting me and helping me make little bits of money is nice. But also, even just anyone enjoying or gutting it for even just, even if they don't do a lot of the setting stuff, but they just grab, here's modern gear.
Yeah, here's a copy of a copy of a copy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Welcome to the everything.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah,
It's better
possibly
than
don't
what
make
D&D has currently for modern gear.
Maybe don't make grenades melee weapons.
I don't see that as a flaw. I feel like you had so much fun with that, and I don't think... And you had to stack multiple abilities for it to work the way that it did for you.
Yeah, it is 2 of them. Yeah, it was fire resistance. Well, it was actually just one, the evasion, but I had fire resistance too, so I wasn't concerned about it.
Yeah. So, I'm not seeing that as a negative. That.
Well, my thing is that if it's a ranged weapon, I should be allowed to add dex to it if I hit someone. But I can't.
It's a melee thrown.
Yeah, which is why I had to be punch with it so I could get my dex damage.
Say, I would have gone with Divine Soul Sorcerer if that would have been an option, but it was cool playing Hexblade.
Yeah, cut off a lot of classes in there.
Don't smite.
But,
I don't know. Could you have gotten more damage potential out of Paladin Rogue?
No.
I will say one
don't
thing that
think
I
so.
really was pleased with was the fact that you kept luck.
Yeah.
Which means that is not obnoxious to at least you.
That was fun.
I wasn't as... It didn't come up, but as fond of the luck saves for death saves, but...
Yeah, that's not going to be a thing in my game.
Oh, I didn't figure.
What about
Because
stat?
the stat is gone because it would give you too many points.
Yeah, no, I didn't figure you would use it. I would recommend not doing it. You don't run often enough. Don't add extra complication.
Yeah, I already have a math nightmare in my hands, so...
Yeah. Then, for me also, this was a cool thing that I did. To even before I'd even start the campaign, I made myself finish it before I would begin the game, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I did a pointing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you have one map per campaign.
Yeah.
We all know this. Now you've locked yourself into doing it every time.
Right, because you had a globe or something.
Yeah, I've had also. There is a video on the channel. My history with world building that goes over all of the world building stuff that also before I started doing things. Because there are times I had a beach ball. I've done weird stuff. I enjoy maps.
Creator's going to create.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we had a big long map for the last one.
Big long map. The Yon Monks is still my favorite.
Yeah, the long map, the canvas one in the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we
It's
got
still
to,
sitting up there.
that we got to make
Overlays for.
Yeah. World building's always fun for me. In fact, that's part of the reason for the next game to be Bob. So that I can do a little bit of world building uninterrupted. Don't get me wrong. I am currently running 3 different games. Just prepping for more content in the future. One of them is actively going.
Oh, yeah,
the
I
Mutants
think
and
you're
Masterminds.
only running 2 campaigns.
Well, his
3.
family.
I'm only
Oh, I
2 of them
forgot.
involve you.
Well, if they don't involve me, they must not be that important.
Obviously.
But assuming everything goes well with that, I may eventually even have a game that doesn't feature any of these, but instead features my own family. That'll be quite a while before that makes its way to the channel, but I'm giving it a shot.
Did the Caretaker have an epilogue?
Epilogue for Caretaker.
Nope, he died in the forest.
No, I mean, he probably...
No,
you set him up at that little place. He probably just stayed there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he did not have the mental fact. He was insane beforehand. He was just really high functioning and more put in for other reasons.
Because
disliked reasons, and he's technically crazy.
What was the, like... So we just got 1% value in the corporation.
Mm-hmm. As in...
So that was enough money, right?
Yeah, that is money over time. That is also ability to go in and have your voice heard to a corporation that's probably some level to a lot of things of just immunity. There's a lot of things where it's just, oh no, I have ownership in corporation, you can't touch me. Or, depending on which corporation you chose, oh, you're, whatever, with one of the, technology developments, and you just go into some other business. I need to take this to be checked. And just taking things legally, there's all sorts of perks that the untouchable situation of...
Remember, these were evil corporations. We just never saw their evil side, really.
Oh, I'm sorry for that.
Yes.
You had him with you.
Yeah.
We saw
but yeah, I mean, they just...
worked.
Yeah.
You have to understand, any evil you perceive is actually the invisible hand of the market slowly writing things.
I just recall that I robbed the corporation a couple times for absolutely no consequences, so...
Yes, you were right and pretty neutral there. Oh no, you were a lawful neutral, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions before we call it?
Just for informational purposes, the notes that I have for this were 550 lines long, whereas the previous campaign was 1,695 lines long.
Well, this was
this was a lot shorter campaign.
30 episodes versus how long was...
64?
The last one?
Yeah.
72.
Yeah.
So
72.
So,
sessions.
a lot more considering... No, it's about the same.
Yeah.
Well, it's triple versus double.
Yeah, about the same.
But Ryan takes great notes. That's why Ryan came along, and all of a sudden there's a computer sitting over here. Because that's what, once we got, bigger space, I was able to add another seat. And that's one of the things that Ryan always did very well. That a lot of my friends never bothered to do any amount of it all.
I'm not allowed to have a laptop. I'm required to behave.
You'll be able to have it for your campaign.
Yeah, I get to have one. It's going to be great.
Anyways, like, comment, subscribe.
Hit that bell for notifications!
Or don't do any of that.
If you use the notifications, I don't hit the bell, but I just check my or just always check your subscriptions every day, multiple times a day, to see what's new. That's how I do it. I never need a bell. I'm constantly checking it because that's the only TV I watch.
To be fair, isn't it Thursdays at 3 or 4 and Saturday at 3 or 4? Is when you're
for my stuff for this channel, yeah,
yeah.
3.
3, yeah.
Yeah, so check it twice a week.
Thursdays, Saturdays, video game channels at noon, vlog channels, whenever I get the thing done. I run too many channels to have to. But I have multiple channels. If you just want to follow me on all that. I'm rambling at this point, and this guy wants to go home and go to bed. After getting McDonald's.
Yeah, after getting McDonald's.
I know.
I need to go to the store.
Thank you for watching. Bye.